Welcome to the desert of the real.
He's not doing for Black America what he should be doing. But let me help everybody to something right here and understand this, and this is in layman terms. You are so wrong when you make that statement. But he is the president of the United States. He is not the president of the hood.
Of black people.
He is the president of the United States.
Everybody.
But if you look at what he's pushing, no one could benefit greater than our community. Healthcare. Who is lacking in healthcare overwhelmingly than anybody else? Who is that? Who is lacking in education overwhelmingly than anybody else? And who do you know could stand a tax break above anybody else? So all you got to do is fit yourself into the equation, and you'll see that he's doing everything he can. But it's not for us. It's for the American people.
Yes.
And the moment we quit saying us, gimme, 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 and just plug yourself into the already existing system, which ain't gonna change just cause you want it to, then we can move on with this thing.
Then we can move on with this thing. Move on with this thing. Oh my God, man. Where do I start? First, let me just say this. I hope no one mistakes this as me taking a side in this dog and pony show that's going on. Steve Harvey is full of shit. Tavis Smiley is full of shit. And Cornel West is full of shit. All of these Negroes, it's bootlicking Negroes as far as I'm concerned. So they little, personal thing they got going with each other because they all fighting for the attention of Barack Obama. I can give two shits about that. But what I want to touch on is this part of the rant that that Steve Harvey said about Barack Obama not being the president of the hood, basically not the president of black people, and he's the president for everybody. I want to play y'all a little clip, and this is at the time of the Iraq War, and this is from a portion, well, this is some excerpts. I don't think this was a part of the video. I could be wrong, though. But this is an excerpt from the DVD titled Iraq for Sale. And I'm going to let y'all listen to this. And I'm going to give you some commentary after the fact about why I'm playing this. But it's in relationship to this statement that he made about Barack Obama not being the president for everybody, which, according to Steve Harvey, is what Barack Obama is supposed to do, be the president for everybody. So check out this clip, and I'm going to hit you back right after it's finished.
Pretty much any job that's in the military, there's a civilian contractor right there.
Across the board, people lost their jobs. Quartermaster companies, mechanic, any logistics soldiers were involved with, their jobs were outsourced to KBR. But when I could be actively becoming a better soldier and becoming more proficient in my job, instead I'm going to sit up on guard duty, it was devastating.
There was so much money being given away over there to contractors. I mean, there were jobs that didn't even need to be there. We'd go into the tent to use our internet, and the woman who would put my name down to assign me to a computer would be a civilian contractor who was making six figures to be over there. Why is she there? Why are we paying this woman to do this? It certainly affected retention.
All across the board, there was thousands of soldiers sitting around doing nothing.
I don't know why any military person would re-enlist to do the same job when they could get out of the military and make, 6 times the money and do the same job.
They had the little mobile units that we had to put our clothes in like a net duffel bag. Halliburton charged the government $100 for every bag of clothes they washed.
I was told by my chain of command that I was not allowed to wash my laundry on my own. I had to take it to KBR to have it washed, even though we all knew that they were doing a horrible job because they get $99 a bag for a bag of laundry that I could do at home for $3.
Cost Plus encourages you to run up the cost of a program because you are going to get a percentage of the end result. And so there's no incentive to stay at Motel 6. Stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Qatar, folks.
The place that KBR chose for orientation in Kuwait was a huge resort set right on the ocean. They had 5-star meals catered in every day.
It was so lavish. Rows of vegetable platters, beef platters, fish platters.
It's a cost-plus contract. KBR looked at it, the more money we spend, that's more money we get in our pockets. They got the wrong equipment, ordered the wrong stuff, computers still in boxes, new vehicles. They'd push them out in what they called burn pits. And they just set it on fire, claim it as a loss, get more money for the right equipment or the right stuff they needed.
You got brand new trucks over there, and there's not even oil filters. So when the motor blows, what do? Buy a new truck and build the government.
$75,000 truck. They wouldn't even have a spare tire to fit it. And we had to blow it up. And they didn't care Halliburton didn't because the government's paying for it. A legal way of stealing from the government or taxpayers' money.
Khaki was used to do interrogation in Abu Ghraib.
تم نقلي إلى سجن أبو غريب في بداية عام 2004 باليوم الأول من الشهر الأول لعام 2004. كان أكو شخص مدني واقف بيتأمر يعني ياخذون أوامرهم من عنده. شنو الداعي لأنه الجيش يستعين بشركات أمنية مدنية للتحقيق مع معتقلين؟ بس أنا أقول لك هاي شركتين مؤكدة، شركة تايتن وشركة CI.
One of the problems that we run into when we're outsourcing so much of our intelligence operations is that they're just trying to fill the slots to make the money to keep their shareholders happy.
As a result, a lot of people got hurt, a lot of people got killed, American lives got lost because someone wants to make money and wants to have a fat check in his pocket.
Halliburton, KBR, some of these other firms over there are staying over there and continuing to make profits. Big money.
Now, I want to ask you a question. Was George W. Bush a president for the people? Or was George W. Bush a president for Blackwater, a.k.a. XC Services, LLC, Halliburton, KBR, Bechtel, Khaki, Titan? Was George W. Bush a president for all of the people, or was he a president for private contractors? To keep it 100 with you, was George Bush even a president for the soldiers in Iraq? See, I got so much things going. Well, first, let me just say this. If you want to get the DVD for Iraq for sale, I put the link to the official site in the description box, and I also put a link in the description box to an article titled George W. Bush kept some of his promises, those that he made to his campaign contributors. And there's a whole list, a laundry list of things showing George Bush and where his real constituency lies. As a matter of fact, if I just pull one just out, Bechtel, it has a headline that says Bechtel wins $700 million Iraq invasion contract. Bechtel was a Cheney company, Dick Cheney company, and the Bush family friend George Shultz was on the board. That's just one example. There's a laundry list of articles here, and you'll see that when you click on the link. But I got so much things going through my mind right now because I said something in my video, "The days of the dumb nigga are numbered." Um, as a matter of fact, you know what? Instead of me just trying to restate it, I'll just play it for you. Bear with me 1 second. They've delegated black people to basically be the family pet of white folks, or the mouse in the house of rich white folks. And when I say the family pet, what I mean is usually most families love the family pet. They provide a nice home for it. They give it good food to eat, groom it, depending on the level. Usually in a rich house, they really take care of their pets. Love the pet. The pet comes in, jumps on everybody just loves the pet. That's the family pet, family dog. But if the family was ever sitting down at the dinner table and the dog happened to jump up on a chair and try to eat off the table, everybody in the family would collectively swing at that dog, throw something at it, and get it off of that table and out of that chair so that it can know its place. This is what the bootlicking Negro, dumb nigga, endorses. The mouse in the house analogy is simple. They are not trying to challenge white people's authority. They're not trying to challenge their white slave masters or challenge this white supremacist construct that African people exist in. What they want is their piece of, their little piece of slice of it. They're like mice in the house. They eat the crumbs that fall from the table of their masters and just try to take it back to the little hole so they can live their little existence. Okay, now I want you to go back to what Steve Harvey said, which is basically, in short, that black folks need to stop being selfish and expecting Barack Obama to do for them and just get in where they fit in. I have a question. Did that work for Steve Harvey? Like with his wife? Like, can you tell your wife, Steve Harvey, you know what, baby, I know we got a lot of plans. I know we got things that we trying to work on. We trying to build this thing together. But my girlfriend is really having a difficult situation and I got to help her out. But don't worry, I got you. Does that work for any man with his wife and with his woman? So if it don't work for you in that situation, why do you think it should work for the black community, the black African community, in relationship to people that supposed to be calling themselves our representatives? And if they're not calling themselves our representatives, they're pandering to us for votes so that they can enrich themselves and get themselves put on at our expense. And some people might say, well, that's a false analogy, Mr. Holipsism, because Barack Obama never said that he was our mate. Negroes, do you not realize that you're strengthening my point, not diminishing it? If the nigga never had any association with us, if the nigga never told us that he would ever do anything to represent our interests, why the fuck are we even concerned about this dude? This is why I said Barack Obama is irrelevant. We have to do what we have to do as a community to ensure that we have a nation, that we have a socioeconomic and political control over our reality. Barack Obama ain't got nothing to do with that. As a matter of fact, if he even shows that he's going to connect himself to us, try to help us out in any way, that'll be the end of his presidency. Which I find very interesting, because black folks are the only group of people who do not require that their representative represent their interest. Can you imagine a Jew going to the Jewish community saying, listen, I want you to put me on. I want you to vote for me. But when I get in there, I can't really say that I'm associated with you. But I'm Jewish. Me just being there is going to be a victory for you. Can you imagine that conversation going down with the Jews? Can you imagine it going down with the Italians? Can you imagine it going down with the Irish? Can you imagine going down with any ethnic group that got half a freaking brain in their head? But black folks, no problem. We put you on, you spit in our face, and then you come back 4 years later and we put your ass on again, and you don't give us shit. And that's what you call political education? So my big issue with Steve Harvey is, why are you defending Barack Obama anyway? Let Barack Obama defend himself. Let him take them bullets. Because in theory, I agree with Tavis Smiley and Cornel West in the sense that, where's the black agenda? If you're not going to represent black folks, why should you ask black folks for our support? Now let's switch the pendulum back to these two clowns and why I don't support them. Tavis Smiley wants to ask Barack Obama, what is his black agenda, or does he have a black agenda? My question to Tavis Smiley and to Cornel West is, where y'all niggas' black agenda? What is the black agenda of Tavis Smiley? What's the black agenda of Cornel West? Because the last time I checked, the niggas weren't nationalists. All they are militant integrationists. And if, let's just say, you don't want the black community to support Barack Obama, what is your alternative to Barack Obama? Is anybody asking Cornel West and Tavis Smiley that? You want to put him on the line because he don't have a black agenda. Is there another black candidate that I don't know about that you're going to support? Or are you going to support another white woman like you did with Hillary Clinton, Tavis? Or are you going to ask us to support some white man? None of these niggas have a nationalist or nationhood agenda on the docket. So that's my take on this entire situation. We have got to stop falling for these dog and pony acts and trying to pick sides among Negroes. Steve Harvey, Cornel West, Tavis Smiley, all Negroes. And until and I will say this again, and I'm going to keep saying this as long as these examples keep popping up. The days of the dumb nigga are numbered, and your time is almost up. This shit ain't going to work no more. Y'all can do what you got to do. You want to sell the Barack Obama hustle on us again for another 4 years? Knock yourself out. But I'm calling you on your bullshit. Because everybody represents their fucking constituency. If you're calling yourself a president, you're calling yourself a representative. George Bush repped for private contractors at the expense of the soldiers, at the expense of the people of America. Now Barack Obama got to come in and be for every fucking body? That shows you that Barack Obama is irrelevant to the discussion of nationhood, irrelevant to the discussion of black empowerment, and the only reason, the big sell that y'all got for me to vote for this man and for the rest of my people to vote for this man is this. He can't do shit for you, but won't you feel good seeing a black face in office? Listen, I don't know what else to say. I've laid it all out. Everybody listening to this video, you draw your own conclusions. But if you want to support, if you want to support a man that does not work for you, then I suggest you apply that to your marriages. Let your husband support his mistress. Let your wife support her lover. And let her put your interest and your children's interest on the back burner because, hey, at least she's your wife. At least he's your husband, right? Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Anyway, this is all I got to say on this, and if anybody has any comments, please leave them and let me know what you feel. If I'm way off base, let me know, or if I'm on point, let me know. But as far as I'm concerned, and my final statement of this whole thing is, Barack Obama is not the be-all, end-all. Barack Obama is irrelevant. What's number one on the docket is nationhood and a social, economic, and political control over our communities. If you ain't kicking that, you don't have a fucking black agenda. And that's all I got to say on that. Peace.